Hi friends, welcome back. So in today's video I thought that I would talk a little bit about some new makeup releases, and I'm also gonna see if I can dupe them or not. I am not gonna try and dupe everything, but I will try and dupe a lot of the products. If you wanted to see how I got this look, I think I'll upload it on Instagram later. And if you like this kind of content, then like the video, dislike the video if you don't like it, don't forget to subscribe and all of that, and let's just hop into it. Before we hop into it though, I am just wanting to say that I haven't went to Trend Mood to look at these launches because I thought that maybe we could look at them together. So this is gonna be a little first impression for me as well. So I am going to record my screen so you can see everything that I'm seeing, and let's just get into it. So the first thing I see here is a little Valentine launch from Natasha Denona. It looks really pretty actually. The one shade that I'm drawn to is this pink one. That one absolutely stunning, like so sweet and so pretty. If you are unaware, I am really trying to cut back on purchasing products this year. I am wanting to take my driver's license, which is gonna cost me an arm and a leg, and then I'm also wanting to maybe buy a home if I have the money. So buying makeup isn't really gonna be prioritized for me this year, but anyway, this seems to be one of her minis. I did actually pull out two palettes that I think will dupe it fairly good. So the mattes in this one I thought could be duped by her own little mini palette. So this is the Mini Love. This is such a sweet little palette. It has everything you need, and I really like this one, but then I also pulled out, because that pink shade really got to me, the shade that I showed you guys when I zoomed in, and I thought that this palette from Kaleidos could dupe out that shadow. So this pink one is stunning. It's the one reason why I'm holding on to this palette. I know I could just pop it out, but I don't like that. This one is just such a gem, and I really encourage you to look in to see what kind of shades you have in your collection, because maybe your collection isn't identical to me. This is just to kind of motivate you and to inspire you to look at your collection and see what you have, not go out and purchase the products that you can see that I have. Oh, we have this from MAC. Beautiful packaging. To me, MAC a lot of the time kills it when it comes to packaging. This highlight, damn, it's pretty. Damn, this one was pretty, but it kind of reminds me of this one that I have from Nabla. This is the shade Ozone. Maybe that the one from MAC is a little bit lighter. Cannot tell, it's hard to see. And then they have this darker shade as well. Maybe that could be duped with Rodeo Drive. The thing is that within highlight, a lot of the times all of them looks the same on the skin, except if they are super sparkly or super glittery or anything like that. But most of the highlights looks the same on the skin, so you don't need them. The palette is actually very pretty, in my personal opinion anyway. You have beautiful neutrals, some reds, some greens. I have hair in my face. On this picture, it's hard to see the green, but I think that if you have the Natasha Denona, what is it called? Sunset palette. I'm so sorry, I don't know where I was because my phone actually rang, but this MAC collection, even though it is pretty, it's nothing special, it's not unique, so you don't need it. This one actually, for me anyway, was really exciting. You guys know I love Charlotte Tilbury. I've started to kind of fall in love with her this year. So she launched some new foundations, and it is a skincare infused foundation to improve the look of the skin with each application. It is a 16-hour wear foundation, and it gives you a natural glow. It's lightweight with a build to medium coverage to hydrate smooth, blur pores, and brighten skin. So the one that I have, this by the way retails for $44, and the one product that I actually thought about, it is a foundation that I ranked really high this year. I ranked it, I don't know if I ranked my foundations, but this one I said was my favorite, and that is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum. This one also has skincare benefits to it, but maybe not like brighten skin and all of that, but it is a beautiful foundation. It doesn't have that many shades. This is a gift sent from God, if you believe in God. If you don't have this one, if you only have a full coverage foundations, you can always blend in like a primer, like take a little bit of your foundation on the back of your hand, blend in a little bit of your primer. You can blend in a little bit of your moisturizer to make it a little bit less coverage to it, to make it a little bit more dewy. You can add a drop of oil. You can always tweak and mix your foundations. It's so easy when it comes to liquids. So definitely that is something that I recommend doing. You don't have to go out and purchase something new. If you want the skincare benefits, just use skincare. Duh. Here we have a launch from Huda Beauty. I guess it is the Tiger's year of the like Lunar New Year. I'm not into astrology, I don't know. But the palette looks very bland to me. It looks very dull, even though I don't have anything to dupe it. What comes to mind is the, is it called like the 90s or 80s palette from Linda Hallberg? Maybe it wouldn't dupe every shade in here. The lip, I guess you have a bunch of lip products that could dupe this one. And if you don't, then maybe it's not something you would actually use. Like, I don't know. I just think that this one, to me anyway, is very dull. Maybe you are the kind of person that loves these kinds of shades and you would use the living crap out of this. But just search and see what you have. But to me, I don't know, no. Here we actually have something that I don't think I can dupe. So this is a collection from Too Faced. So here you have the eyeshadow palette, and I actually watched Tara Baby Said on YouTube this morning. She did her monthly haul and she actually got this one, and I thought that it looked beautiful. I don't have anything to dupe it out, but what I can say is that maybe you could dupe it with the two palettes. Maybe if you have like some pastel shades in your collection. I think that if you have the Strobe Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette, you could dupe out those mintier and purple and pinky shades, and then just a neutral palette to dupe out this one. But it is beautiful. Like, the packaging is absolutely beautiful with the butterflies. It's just really such a gorgeous palette. Now that I see the swatches on the hand, it kind of reminds me of Huda Beauty's Mercury Retrograde palette, but I think that the minty shade in the Huda palette is a shimmer, and then in the Too Faced one it is a matte, but I rest my case. Here we have something from Pat McGrath, and this is the Bridgerton collection. I'll be honest, I don't know what Bridgerton is. I have no idea. But if we look at the eyeshadow palette, I would say that it is really pretty. It feels like it is something unique for Pat, because I don't think I've ever seen her do that kind of blue shade before. But the rest of the palette, like, to me is bland. I would never use the blue shade. This is just not really my color story, but I do appreciate that she did something different. And then the blush palette, I feel like she has come out with before, but maybe it is some other shades, but it's just very similar to her other blush palette. And the highlights, I actually have her first highlight like this. I think it's pretty, but it's way too dark for me, so I can't use it. I did use it in one of my videos. Which one was that? I think it was the one where I talked about like my year 2022, what I want out from 2022, that I can link right up here. I used the Biba palette and the Natasha Denona retro palette, but the gold one I know will be way too dark for me, and the lighter one will be, I think it's gonna be way too light, so I am actually gonna skip it. But I do appreciate that she did something a little bit more different for her. So this is from Flower Beauty, and she has done a collaboration with Charlie's Angels. She was in the movie, so I totally understand it because Flower Beauty is run by Drew Barrymore. But snore. So here's the palette, and I will say that everything looks the same. There's not a lot of diversity in here. There's such a boring look. Like, I feel like there's no depth, there's no variety, there's no nothing. I even think like the packaging and all of that is really dull. It's really, I don't know, like, why was this made? Who asked for this? Who wants this? Honestly, if you are not a Charlie's Angels fan, would you purchase this? I can see a very small variety of people that would actually buy this, and the people that would buy this is the people that buys everything. Why does this look like a butt plug? I'm sorry, but why? So e.l.f. is coming out with a, what is it called? Power Grip Primer, which is basically a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I hated that. It made my skin look so dry, and it's sort of like after a few hours, it started to separate my foundation, that I got this like big patch all over my face. It was horrible. Worst primer I have ever tried in my entire life. I don't have it anymore, luckily. But I'm sure that if, I'm so sorry, I'm spitting on you, but if you wanted this, you can obviously go ahead and get it. Maybe, hopefully, it is a dupe for the Milk one. If you like the Milk one, then that is perfect for you. And then they are also coming out with a mask. I'm not even going to talk about the mask and the butt plug because that just makes me a little bit nervous. Okay. This one I kind of have to talk about. So this is the Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette. She did come out with her little 3-pan Biba palette. No, that was Glam. I'm so sorry. I'm lying to you guys. Don't mind me. This is the Biba palette, and then she's also coming out with a little mini that is called Rose Cheek Duo. Let's start off with the Duo. I hate those. They are way too small to fit my brush in there. I cannot get up any product. I have had one of these in the past that I have decluttered because, again, I cannot fit my brush into there, so I just decluttered it. Talking about the Mini Biba, I am pleasantly surprised. I own the Biba, I like it, and I'm actually wearing it today, but this one is something completely different from the big Biba palette. I thought that I have it here, so why not just show it to you guys. So here you have it. As you can see, it has cooler tones, neutrals, and warmer tones, and the Mini Biba actually has some pinker tones, and it has one metallic that just looks absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that she only included one shimmer, just because of the fact that the Biba one only has 3, so I feel like it's fitting and it stays within the theme. I will say that I have been so tempted at picking this one up. I think it's absolutely beautiful and it's absolutely gorgeous, but again, money. I don't want to spend more money on makeup, and I have all of these shades. The pink one, like the corally shade, that is what kind of pulls me in. The like the 3 mineral shade is what really pulling me in, but I will stay strong. So I saw this collection from Juvia's Place, and as you guys know, I'm not the biggest friend with Juvia's. If you want to know why, just click right up here in case you wanted to see. But the first palette that has this orange and this blue and some neutrals. Actually, I was thinking about this one. This is the Saharan, also by Juvia's, Saharan 2 by Juvia's. Ooh, okay. I see that this middle shade has been broken. Let's see if I can just press it down a little bit. So here we have it. It needs a little bit of cleaning, but she is stunning. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and one of the best Juvia's Place palettes that they have ever made. Now, these two aren't necessarily a dupe for that blue shade, but it's still a little somewhat similar. You also have the orange, yeah, maybe not the orange, but you do have the basic tones in here that would dupe the palette out. And then the blue eyeshadow palette, like honestly, you can take any kind of blue you have, because all of these blues are in the same family. They are all deep toned. Some of them are mid-tone, but they are really deep. You don't have any variety, you don't have any variation. If you wanted to pick up the blue palette and you have a fair skin color, you could always blend it with a white shade, or even with a lighter blue, in order to mix it out and to blend it out a little bit, or just really work on your blending. But to me, it's nothing unique, it's nothing fun, and it's not something that I am interested in picking up. So here we have something from Nabla, and this to me is just, it's so interesting. I need to read the comments here. Here's the thing that I don't get, because people say they hate pressed glitters, and there's a few people in the comments that is saying that, like, no, it's pressed glitters because this is only pressed glitters. And if you zoom in on this woman's eyes, you can see that there's so big particles on the eye that if you would get it in your eye, it would ruin your eye. It would cut it, and you won't be able to see properly again. And that is a risk with pressed glitters. It's not only that people don't like it, it is because of the fact that it can actually damage your eyes. But having said that, people hate it when ColourPop put pressed glitters into their palettes. They yell at them, and then when Nabla comes out with a pressed glitter palette or quad, people go nuts. The people that yells the loudest in their will I buy it videos sucks this brand's ass when it comes to these pressed glitters, and they just slap it on their eyes and say how much they love it just so they can wash it off and then continue sucking this brand's ass. To me, that is just horse shit. I would not pick this up. I would not put it on my eyes. I wouldn't put it anywhere near my eyes. Thanks, but no thank you. I am not even gonna bother duping it. You probably have some pressed glitters from ColourPop in your collection. Dupe it with that, or I don't know. Why not just scratch out your eye while you're at it? Oh, okay, let's talk about this one, because this is the only thing that I actually really want to get, except for the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So here we have a palette from ColourPop. This is Smoke and Roses. This tested me. Like, this came out, when was this? Before the new year. So 20th of November 2021. It's been so freaking hard with the Black Friday sales and all of that to not purchase this, because it's so pretty. I love everything about it except for maybe the red matte shade, but the pinks, the shimmers, like everything, it just looks so pretty. But I'm trying to remind myself that I have this. So I put up another picture just to see a little bit more of what it looks like, because I think that that first picture didn't really show it that well. I know that I have the shades that I like in this one in so many different palettes. I have it in, I can't even think of one. I have it in so many palettes and I can't even think of one. Okay, wait. So I brought out two palettes. The first one isn't probably that good of a dupe, but it has some of the basic shades that it has here as well. And I thought that some of the shimmers would dupe it out pretty good. So that is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, and then also Natasha Denona Retro, I think would dupe out a lot of the shades as well. So I don't need it, but you know, it's hard when a palette is that pretty and it is so affordable, but I'm not going to. Let me know if there's something that you have had your eyes on that you feel is really hard to dupe. Maybe we could help each other out in the comments. But that's all from me today. Like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!